Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Railroads. Today's beverage is a nice cup of green tea, very refreshing and indeed healthy. So, in the previous video of Railroads, once again people were suggesting different challenges in the comments, and one of those challenges was to rush down one particular resource or industry very early on in the game and get 100% completion of that. So we have done that in the past, however that's more been towards the latter stage of the game when we're buying people out, so whether it be armaments or cars, steel, coal, whatever. However, the challenge is to go down one particular type of industry and only get that industry at the start as well as passengers and mail. That is the sort of concession that I've made, because otherwise if they are at the opposite end of the map it's going to be quite difficult. And what thing are we going to transport, you ask? Well, if we go to single player here and over to the France map, well, France is known for many things, and I'm sure you can suggest those things in the comments. However, one of the things I associate is the squished up grapes in the bottle that Mummy sometimes calls happy juice. So we want to be able to transport all of the wine on France and transport it to, well, basically take the grapes to the vineyard, then obviously the wine from the vineyard to the cities / towns, whatever. And once we've done that, then we can expand to other industries. We're not allowed to buy out any of the opponents. We can buy shares, but we can't buy them out. We are not able to go for, say, any other industry, like any coal or, I believe, milk's on here. There's a couple of other resources as well, so we can't do that until we've got all connections with the vineyard. We might not get all of the 100% one, because if somebody else is there, then obviously they might have a small supply of that, but our objective is to get all of it connected and then we can expand. So hopefully quite an interesting and maybe difficult challenge. Let's just go to start year. 1842 is fine, and the end year is actually 1989. So that might be the longest map in the game. If I think it is about the... It might be the longest map. Germany's quite a long one. Yeah, you've got different ones. I'm not going to go through them all. Anyway, difficulty is default, routing difficulty default, and AI players default. Everything's on default. We're not randomizing any locations. Let's just click OK and see where we start. So we've started in Nancy here. I'm just going to pause it while we have a quick look around. We can see, should be Paris over here. Yes, there's nobody there. They do demand wine. In Orleans here, they do have, I believe, is that wine? No, it's a textile mill. I'm just going to go down and look for our opponents. So we have Charles de Gaulle over here in Toulouse. If we go further along, there's Marseille. We've got Lyon, Monaco. We have Baron Rothschild. Yeah, that's in Monaco there. No one in Geneva or Dijon. Bern, no. So I'm guessing they're going to be right down here. There's Barcelona, Zaragoza, San Sebastian. I'm not seeing them. Bordeaux. So we've seen Charles de Gaulle there in Toulouse. Over on the right-hand side, we have Baron Rothschild, and I can't see the remaining one because we're in Nancy. So unless they're like right down the bottom here, no one in Madrid. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, so they are around the place. So let's just check out first. Oh, hang on, wait. So it's, there you go, Napoleon III. Right, that's fine. We know where they are now. Let's just expand 1, 2, 3, 4. All of these stock there, obviously in francs, generic units of currency. And I want to find where the nearest vineyard is. There's Mineral Company, Milk Company. There we go. Okay, so we have the Lyon vineyard. We also have in Lyon grapes, and oh, is that the only supply of grapes on the map? No, it can't be. No, I was going to say there's loads. There has to be loads. Oh, it's all down the south, so it's nowhere near where we are. Right, this has now turned into quite a difficult challenge. So as I said, we are only allowed to build to the different towns with passengers and mail and this industry. So let's go ahead and connect some of these up. So I'm going to unpause it because otherwise it really doesn't like you building stuff. Let's go ahead and go for passengers and mail between our starting place in Nancy. Sorry, delete that there. So start there. Why no passengers and mail? Is that built? It is built. So start there. Oh, even worse. Nancy, right? The town isn't even big enough to supply any people. So I'm gonna have to actually go to Paris and get passengers and mail from Paris. going back and forward there. All right, this is already extremely difficult. I guess I'm going to have to expand twice, I guess, down here. Let's sell some shares. I'm going to actually bring this down to Dijon, and once again, we'll put... I'm going to have to sell some more stuff. Put some transport links. 1, 2, 3... Excuse me, 3 passengers, 2 mail, going back and forward between Dijon and Bern. We're going to, obviously, another spur that comes off that and goes down to Geneva, which we're going to have to sell even more shares to then go into Geneva. Can we build this? Yes, we can. So we just have enough to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and that means that most of the transport on the map now, I'm guessing, is going to be going to Bern. So there you are. Like I said, closest grapes are over here. However, Lyon, we can see, does actually have, luckily anyway, it does actually have a vineyard there. So if we extend from Dijon down to here, and I'm going to have to sell the last remaining bits of our supply there, of our, close that, go there, job done, of our stock. So we've got no stock whatsoever, however, and we're also in debt. However, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4 trains on the go. So hopefully, that's enough to get a decent amount of money. So a new speed record, 30 mile an hour near Bordeaux landing. That's Napoleon III, and if I was going 30 miles an hour on that, I would probably not be nonchalantly just leaning on the railing looking ahead. It would be probably a lot of screaming. Anyway, let's go ahead and build in some more rail. That costs 48,000 generic units of currency, which is a lot less than we actually have. But as you can see, we have got these trains going from one place to the other and getting a decent amount of money. I could perhaps... I'm looking around here to see where else we could go from Paris. See, if we didn't have this challenge, we could easily go, because Paris has a fromager, I think it's fromager, to turn milk, to get milk into cheese, I'm guessing. Is that right? Anyway, it turns milk into food. Yeah. And bring that down, and I could do that, but obviously I can't. We don't have that opportunity. That is not part of the challenge and not part of the rules that we have set ourselves, or rather someone has set us, I guess. Let's go ahead and place that there, and then we'll say max out the grapes, wait until full, close that, clear the car, and then go back, and then job done. We also want to buy out in here. This has actually got a chemical plant and a winery. Let's hope we don't mix up the bottling process, because that would be, well, we would be locked up and, you know, they'd throw away the key, quite frankly. Tasty. Okay, and I'm just wanting to start this winery here. I'm going to start the bidding of this, but it's a bit risky because it's 114,000, and obviously we are going to be versing other people. They're going to be bidding on that one. Looks like we had someone bid in there. That's a couple more. There's Charles at Gaulle, 154. But I'm running out of money. In fact, I can no longer purchase that. I don't have the cash. I'm going to just put another cheeky bid in there. That's up to 184,000. So if it goes up any higher, I'm not going to be able to do much. I'm just able to put in a cheeky bid. Come on, I've got 195,000. I have the money. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Please don't say I'm going to lose this. I'm going to lose it. Darn it. We don't own the winery. Okay, that is going to be even more of a problem. Right, fine. We will continue on in earnest. This will come down to Marseille. Obviously just extending our reach with passengers and mail. From one side of the Mediterranean. Oh, have I just gained an achievement? Yes. That's a construct a railroad from one side to the other, which is interesting. Let's clear those and go there. Now, we do have wine in here, in Lyon, but we're not actually transporting it. I don't know where to bring that. Anyway, so we have the vineyard over there in Toulouse. And where else do we have that? Let me just click on this one. I'm going to click on... It'd be easy if I click on the vineyard, if I can find it. Who actually bought out my vineyard? I say my vineyard. It's not my vineyard. Quite clearly, I didn't win it. That is Charles de Gaulle. So they're the first one that we're going to be buying out. Excuse me. Right, so we want to expand down, and I'm going to try and find the vineyard. There it is in the corner there. And looks like we have wine required there, but further down we have... Where is it? It's one on the top and one underneath there. Okay, that's going to be extremely difficult, but we are obviously going for a challenge. And can I get there somehow? Let's see if I can go underneath. I can go underneath. That is an option. I can go... Actually, I'm going to spin the camera around so you can see what's happening there. I'm actually going underneath. I'm building a big bridge, but that still says moderate uphill. And then going into there. And that would give me the supply I need for those, which is fine. Wine stores run low, army called out, which I believe in a previous comment someone said is the most French thing they've ever heard. That was from a quite old video, I believe. Anyway, we have, let's say, the wine coming from here. I want to send that wine elsewhere, and what I'm probably able to do is if I double track on the left here, I then connect up this one like so. I can then extend from this track up and out, and I'm actually going to go over to Paris here, and we'll double track in Paris like so, and then bring this one down like that, and then we'll have from this location a wine train maxed out, wait until full, go there, clear the car, and then we'll have 3 and 2 as before, and then there's that job done. Okay, so that is on the go. So now we are hopefully transporting that wine. I'll also, just because I can, connect up those. Actually, I'll connect up from the back because it's a lot easier. And there we go. That means that it can always spawn here and then work its way along. I don't know if you can see that. There's a bit of a glitch going on. We've got the wine barrels being emptied, but also getting filled up on another train that's getting built on one side. Okay, so we are going to, I think, just for the sake of getting even more cash, I'm going to upgrade all of these stations, because upgrading them from a depot to a station and then a station to a terminal will increase the amount of money that we gain. So over there, let's see what it does. So up to a station is 50% car load and car load and unload speed, and 25% passengers and mail revenue. So spending that 100,000 is worth it. Going up to the terminal is basically giving you an extra 50% all told. I'm going to put up to max speed here and just let us gain some more cash. Obviously the problem being at the moment that, well, basically we are... That's cost to build tunnels. I'm going to put a bid in for that because I think I may be building tunnels in the future. That may be worth it. If I can get it for, say, under 100,000, it's probably something. It's probably something worth it, I think. Looks like we are going to get it. 80 grand. Oh no, Napoleon. There's my final bid. Set your limit. Don't go any further until you lose your bottle completely, and then put another bid in. But looks like we've got that, and also a 420 Crampton. So preferred passengers as cargo 50 miles an hour is the speed on that one. What would be the big upgrade if we did in fact upgrade that? So it goes basically 40 to 50 and it is a bit faster. I am not going to upgrade because I think the speed bonus, it's only a small amount. It's only 10 miles an hour faster, and I would rather upgrade to stations to increase that amount of money, because we're not really going for speed, we're going for just sheer amount of passengers and mail, which we do have quite a number of trains now. Obviously Nancy, where we originally started, we're never going to upgrade that until realistically later on during the game, because, well, we can't do anything about it. We can't bring passengers and mail there. Well, we can, but it doesn't give us any money. And we can't upgrade and bring stuff to the power plant because we're not able to do that until we've got all of the wine. So, yeah. The beverages are not flowing freely at this stage. Just waiting for, obviously, the mail and the passengers to come back and forward. Realistically, we should be upgrading Lyon first, because it is the one with the most connections. We have 2 to Paris, I think, and around the place. So, yeah, let's just get that upgraded. Upgrading that to a station, and then it'll be to a terminal, but that's 150,000, which is something I just simply don't have. Looks like Baron Rothschild has just bought themselves a cheeky bit of stock, so that's something slightly worrying if they're already starting to buy up my stock. Admittedly, my stock is, it's actually not, I thought it was the cheapest, but it's actually the second highest in the game, so that's pretty good. Over to a station in Dijon, and terminal. See, the thing is it really pretentious to try and say it how it should be said? So Dijon, or to just call it Dijon. I know both pronunciations annoy people. Can't win. At least an attempt was made. Anyway, let's go for... Oh, there's a 420 Medoc. That's slightly better than some of these other ones. That's now upgraded to a terminal. I'm going to do the same thing when we're in Geneva here, and then I'm going to just basically let my money build up a little bit. You can see we've got a huge track that goes along here. It's on a stone viaduct, then a metal bridge, then a stone tunnel, then another metal bridge over to Monaco, which is interesting. Anyway, whatever is... Oh, good grief. That's upgraded quite quickly, hasn't it? I was going to say, there's loads of money. We've got loads of money now. I'm going to go over to Monaco and then place that in there. And then once again, we will set up a line from there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Back over there. And then job done. However, what car has it got? It's got this freight car. But let's be honest, it is just better than everything else anyway. So we're going to go with the Thomas the Tank Engine looking thing. And that is now fine. And let's see if we can get, let's say, this tunnel that I wanted to do. So I'm having to spin this round and reduce the height of that. I also want to be able to go underneath, but I don't think it's going to happen. So that's moderate downhill, moderate downhill. That's basically as far as we're going to go. And I think we'll probably build it back there. Moderate uphill. I want it to see... There we go. So that is a fairly big bit of... building. That's a lot of girder. That's a lot of expenditure for that. Anyway, let's go ahead and build the train up there. So we're going to max out on the grapes, wait until full on this one, go there, clear the car and come back. Again, I am transporting it to an area that sadly we don't own. We don't own that winery. We could go here. There is a winery here. I keep going to say the winery, and maybe transporting it there is the better option, but is that possible? It's not only possible, it's also probable. Okay, let's try something. This is something I don't often do, and that's to build spurs off bridges, and it worked. It has actually worked. Okay, this is the train going over to Lyon here. So what I'll do is I'll wait until it's dropped off everything it has. I'm actually going to do a bit of cheeky double tracking there as well, and a bit of triple tracking, because why not? Oh, passenger delivery bonus. We need this Pullman car. In fact, there's a cheeky 50 in that one. I'm going to edit this. Yes, 25% bonus for passengers and mail. This is good. Okay, so Lyon Terminal, delete that. Go over to... Oh, I always forget to put them in. And let's just quickly go ahead. Modify the route or concert. So we'll delete that. Go to there. Clear it and come back. If we wanted to, we could pick up wine. And go there, and then clear the car. So it's... Oh, that's grapes. Grapes. I clear that, and then wine. Yeah, that's where I was getting mixed up. So, and we'll, again, once we wait until full on that one. So it's going from here, carrying the grapes, to Toulouse, filling up on wine, going to Lyon, dropping off that, and then bringing back the... bringing back those. Actually, you know what I could do to be really cheeky? And this is very cheeky indeed. Is edit that. When we get to Lyon, keep the grapes, then go back to Toulouse and then clear the car. So it's grapes, wine, 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 and then back to the grapes. So you've got this like full circle there. Okay, for Toulouse then, we are going to buy out that winery. It should properly get rid of the cargo and such. So let's just see how that works out. So it looks like we've got someone who's trying to get this winery, which obviously we really don't want them to do that. Yeah, Napoleon III there. Let's put a couple of cheeky bids in. As we all know, they're all cheeky, these bids. And... done. Okay, so what's also curious is that down here, they've not actually done anything with it. But I have a big problem, and I'm not going to discuss it, but basically I need to get over there, and apparently that is the best way of doing it, going up and around the mountain, is it? Okay, so that's a problem. We can't get, I don't think, around there, unless we go under the mountain and round, because that's like a really steep uphill battle that we're going to have to be facing. Where's the other wineries? The grapes are over there. But I need to take it to Toulouse. Toulouse is the main place for us. Although, admittedly... Admittedly, it's a bit of a problem. Because I can't really double track that. While I'm contemplating, I'm buying out stock. My own stock. And that should be alright. Actually, I should also into Toulouse station, then a terminal straight up. There we go. Let's just see our trains here. The Paris Express. I wonder at the most where are we at on this. Goods. Passengers 75%, mail 82%, 83% now for us. Wine is 84%, so we're almost actually on a completion for that challenge. I'm going to spur off this line from here, and this is something a little bit problematic. There it goes straight across there, and there's our grape connection, and there's then also one over to the far left there, which we'll have to extend. Oh dearie me. And there we go. So we now have those, and the question is, where are we going to bring them to? Where are we going to bring them to? Well, if we continue on to here, it's going to be a big issue. Another option is that we bring them down to another town where we can then build on it that way. That's a possibility. Barcelona, perhaps. So if we, for example, came down here, sadly the grade is very, very steep. And we'll have to double track this. Like that. And up from Barcelona to... Oh, it's easier to build it from off that edge and then down. No, that's going to start giving me all kinds of problems now. Oh no, there we go. Managed to build that. You can see the game is showing the rough edges that it has. It is, however, not exactly a new game. Half the cost to build bridges. So we get that once we've just built this. I mean, typical, innit? I'm going to buy it just out of spite. Okay, I'm going to completely buy out. Oh no, new navies make more steel a necessity, so steel prices have shot up. Anyway, oh, you're going to buy it, are you? Well, I'm not going to let you buy it for that amount of money. That would just be rude. Oh, San Sebastian actually has grapes. We could take it there, but if it wasn't for all of this other rail that's around, yeah, De Gaulle can have it for 100,000. I'm not bothered. Anyway, Barcelona, I'm going to buy out completely, make a winery, so turns grapes into wine, and job done. So we now have a winery that we own outright. So we'll have a train going from there, max out on the grapes, so wait until full, go there, clear the car, come back, job done. Similar idea is going to go from here, max that out, wait until full, and then once again come back, clear the car. That's that fine. We then need to transport said grapes elsewhere. Now, where else can we take them to? Bordeaux is a possibility. However, it's going to be a little bit of a routing issue, but we'll see. Just building all of this, building the train here, you can see all of the grapes getting dropped onto these big vats here as it transports them. Although I've always assumed, and again, perhaps wrongly shows my naivety here, that most of the wine that's being produced at these places will be produced locally at the actual farm itself, or vineyard, whatever. So instead of transporting into a city, but, you know, it is what it is. I don't know if you see what I've just done there. I've actually built a tunnel system that goes underneath our two big bridges, our trestles here, up into the mountain, through the mountain, then down into a Bordeaux, which allows us to then go ahead and say from that location, max out on the wine, and close, go there, clear that, and bring back passengers and mail. And that's going to take it to Bordeaux. So there we are. That is now getting built, and in fact we can see it's getting sent. I haven't changed it to be a... Ooh, that's a 242 class 121. Okay. Preferred passenger is cargo, 60 miles an hour. We will then spend some money on doing this then. Yeah, so I haven't waited until full on that one. I didn't think that was strictly necessary. So we can see that actually, yeah, that is a bit better for passengers because it's 60 miles an hour, but you can see the cargo, if it was like, say, normal freight, it would be quite slow, whereas this one's pretty good. So we're going to go with up to 5 cars. Actually, at 5 cars, it's only slightly faster than this one, but remember, most of them are like that little one there, so let's upgrade that one. And I'm just going to go down anything that is passengers and mail. We are going to upgrade to the new one. That one should be that. That one should be that one. Obviously, just going around. I'm sure we're going to get a new freight locomotive sooner rather than later, but you know what? While I'm doing this modification, I think it would be worth it. New speed record, 42 miles an hour near Monaco Depot. The racing location of the world. This is the vineyard one, so that's going to be grapes, and then finally this one is that one. So that's a lot of money spent, but I believe we've spent it in the right place, which is the most important one. Taking a look at the prices of stock, we can see that in terms of highest to lowest, we have Napoleon III on 9.1 million worth. They also own 60% of their own stock and 70% of Charles de Gaulle's stocks. We are the next highest. Ooh, Westinghouse air brakes patent, increased speed on tight turns. Yes, we'll have some of that. We also have ourselves on 8.9 thousand, and we own 60% of our stock, but we don't own any stock from anybody else's. I'm really wanting to get this increased speed on tight turns. After that, it is Charles de Gaulle, who owns none of their stock, none of anybody else's, and 70% of their own stock is owned by Napoleon, and then finally Baron Rothschild, which is 2 million, so they're pretty much out of the game. I am, as you can see, going ahead and buying my own stock out as best I can, just to increase, I wouldn't say artificially increase my stock price, but yeah, it's helping out. There is Leon and Dijon, who've now met up and are going to be fighting the mustard wars very shortly. Geneva is also expanding to Bern. What about Parisians? There's not much going on over in Paris there, as you can see. It's okay. Let's go ahead and check out our wine. We're on 89%. So is it possible for me to increase this new speed record near Paris? 47%. That's Parisians clapping there. We have wine there, we have a full connection. Wine there, we have a connection. Down there, we have a connection. And then over here, we have a connection. So we're not on 100%, but we're not able to get 100% while people still are transporting it. We're up to 90% of that. So actually, realistically, we need to start buying out people now, because we still can't focus on other industries until we've got 100%. I mean, yes, like one could argue that actually, if you wanted to, we could probably argue that yes, we've got all the connections, let's go for it. But I think an even better challenge would be to having to buy out the people that are keeping that percentage down, and that's what I'm doing now by buying out basically all of Rothschild's stuff. I'm able to I've never seen this in the game before. I've never been able to buy someone out in one go, which I believe was actually a challenge that someone set in a previous episode as well. Said, look, do a challenge where you can only buy out someone if you've got all of the money available. It's a good idea, but also you're not entirely sure on how much you may need. So that's why I hadn't done that challenge. But we've almost done it with Baron Rothschild there. We got right to the end with 90% of their stock. We went from 0% stock holding to 90%. In as much time as it took to click the button, and basically with a little bit more money we were able to buy them out, and then I will simply liquidate their assets and liquidate, and there we go. There's Baron Rothschild dominated analysts say, and loads of stuff is now gone. The next person who is taking wine from our mouths is Charles de Gaulle, so I will buy out the last remaining bit of stock there. Sadly, as you can clearly see, it's actually Napoleon that owns most of their stock. In fact, Charles de Gaulle own 10%, I own 10%, and then Napoleon owns 80%. Then there's the chemical plant. I'm not going to bother with the chemical plant, although I'm very tempted to put a cheeky bid in, but I really don't want to spend $500,000 on picking that up, to be honest. There you are. I now own 20% of Napoleon II's stock, which is good. From Bordeaux, we are actually not transporting any passengers, so I'm going to rectify that now by building around here and place that in there. Obviously, we will, in Bordeaux, need to do a cheeky bit of double track. Don't know why it's cheeky, but it is. And then go from this side to there. And then, obviously, we're going to go from Bordeaux, 1, 2, 3, and 3 and a 2, standard procedure. Change the train. Oh, I nearly called it a train. Oh, someone will be very unhappy if I said that. Change the loco, which looks like it's got jet engines on the top. I don't know what that is. Could that be water, maybe? I have no idea. Anyway, we're doing that way, and job done. So now we've got more people going from Bordeaux. San Sebastian, again, is a similar sort of setup where we should probably be able to double track along here. And we're just going to have a single track go right along. It's obviously fairly nice route there. 3 and a 2. Once again, back and forward. Job done on that front. We have wine there, which is fine. Lots of grain around here. We have 2 sets of San Sebastian Mills Limited and the San Sebastian Seed and Grain, both supplying at the moment 8. So if we were able to do that, we would be well in the money. Captain of Industry reaches new heights. That's another challenge for us, I think. Oh no, I need to own. No, it's not that. It must be somebody else. Oh no, it is me. Solidify your standing as France's greatest industrialist by attaining a net worth of 20 million francs. Oh, right, that's pretty good. So once again, I think I will keep on expanding. This time, San Sebastian, we'll bring this down through here, straight across to Madrid like so, and obviously that's a fairly big thing to build, and a capital deal, rail system, and that is another challenge. This is a modern miracle, and we're doing it nearly 100 years before we needed to. So this one, again, 3 and a 2. I don't know, we can make it larger, by the way, the train. We can build a bigger train, but I've just never really bothered about it. Increased freight pulling power for all trains, 50% I think it is, so I'm going to get that. And it really doesn't matter what it costs, I will be buying that. I promise you that, I will be buying it. I mean, they can do whatever they want, they can try and bid, but we've got finger on the trigger, job done, we've got it. Easy. Right. So, I'm just adding in, obviously, more connections here. It's actually difficult because I can't see where I'm connecting it to. Bridge to bridge. Oh, that never really works. We can connect it there. That's fine. And there's the Bordeaux Hospital. Station terminal. I should probably do these, actually. Station terminal. I think I did the Bordeaux one, but I'll double check. No, I didn't. Station terminal. And then here. Station terminal. And what I'm doing as well, going around, trying to buy out more stock from Napoleon. Make sure that, yes, we have Napoleon III's stock. That's a winery. That's what I should do, actually. Let's click on the grapes, and we know that there is... This is the vineyard here. No, there's one over here. I'm going to buy that winery out. That I think that's within the remit of this whole thing. And obviously people are transporting stuff there, which is good. Technically we're transporting the most grapes, but I don't think the most wine. Oh, looks like De Gaulle is really upset about us buying this, but let's be honest. We are nearly 6 times as powerful. Well, our stock is nearly 6 times more than what they have. There's 1,000,000 francs. I will spend the last remaining bit we have on buying out the next percentage of Napoleon. 40% in total there. Over to our cargo and concerts there. We have wine on myself at 89% and grapes on 80%. Yeah, so I thought that would be the case. Anyway, what about down here? Barcelona is fine. Madrid, we could probably build along here and then extend along to the left like that, and then we'll go obviously for a double track in Barcelona. A lot of these we haven't even connected up multiple routes, it's just how it is, but it doesn't really matter. There and back again. There and back again. A beverage tail. Plus 10 generic reference points if you get that. Okay, still 1,000,000. Keep buying out our stock. Pirates played coal shippers. What? Inland pirates? Train pirates? I've just realised I want a franchise on train pirates. A game about train pirates, or a film or series, whatever. I think we all would like to see that. And yes, you know, that would be train robberies. When I thought train pirates, genuinely thought like double track together, coming up to each other, and then all of the side, all of the cars like these ones here, all of these opening up with loads of cannons out the side and doing broadsides. Yeah, I'll talk to the CG guy, see what he can knock up. Anyway, how are we doing for this one? Alright, don't want to buy anything there. The problem now is straight up cash. It's straight up cash. We own 90% of our stock. Napoleon the Third only owns 60% of his stock, which means it's going to cost me 11 million to buy him out. But as soon as we do that, we then will own the remaining 80% of Charles de Gaulle, which means that should be a cheap buyout. So I'm going to start to sell my own stock. I think I'm going to sell down to 50%. That has now given us 4.5 million. So we're almost halfway there. We are now halfway there to buying out Napoleon III. As soon as we do that, liquidate his assets, liquidate the rest, look for that 100%. That's the goal. That's the goal. So far, it's working out. However, we can see that the difference is 27 as opposed to 18 million. So we're not out of the woods. They could very easily start to buy stock. But at least we have a warning. If they start to buy out our stock, we'll just buy back our own, just to give us that extra margin. However, realistically, unless they're sitting on a lot of money, even if they buy out 50% of my stock, that's still going to cost them, I would guesstimate, probably 4.5, 5 million. Half maintenance cost on all trains. We actually have a lot of trains because we've gone for sort of quite, I don't know what the term would be, quite a broad setup, as just loads of trains rather than a high value set of items back and forward. We've gone for loads of passengers and mail. And half maintenance cost on all trains, I believe that is probably the best you can get. So for 10 years we half the maintenance cost. That's brilliant. That'll increase our revenue. We should probably check actually how much that is. So trains, for example, the 240 Medoc here. This is maintenance of the last 5 years. That's 103,000. So that would be an extra 50 grand that we'd get off that one. That would be 45 grand, 50 grand, 50 grand, 60 grand. You get the idea. You know, over say the full 10 years, you're talking millions, probably tens of millions for what we've got set up. There's another locomotive. That is a 442 to Glen Atlantic. Passenger cargo preferred 80 miles an hour is the top speed on that one. So it's got some wheels on it, that's for sure. But sadly we have to replace Space Train with its 2 jet engines, which make it look like a bit of an Akranaplan. So do I want to upgrade that? Well, we'll upgrade the one that goes to Paris, because why not? In fact, you know what? That is good. If you've got an 8-car load, it's actually faster than the previous industrial one that we've got going. So actually, it's just better for us. I'm not going to upgrade all of the locos though, because how many have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a lot. Cool, about 15, 20 locos, and I really don't want to go down. A, because I'll get repetitive strain injury. Secondly, I don't think we need to. And also, how much would it cost? Maybe the Monaco Flyer, because it's got Flyer in the name. It costs 75 grand. So actually doing all that across the board, it would cost me less, probably about $1 million maybe a bit less. Do I want to do it across the board? Yeah, go on. Like I say, the ones that are carrying passengers I'm going to do. The one that are carrying the grapes, it is technically faster than the old one, but I have a feeling that what will probably happen is as soon as I upgrade them, and this generally happens to the game, you upgrade and you go, yes, I'm really happy with that upgrade, and then we get the noise and, oh look, there's another upgrade too to work on. There's 25% cheaper cost to build rails. I don't really want it. 61 miles an hour near Madrid. Yeah, I actually don't really want it. Look at that. That's ludicrous. There's all the grapes going across there. One under, one over. Yeah, I didn't really want that. What I do want though is Napoleon. And I've just liquidated him. And liquidate the other guy. And there we go. That's the end of that game. Not too bad. Wine is on 90%. Let me just let the game crack on a bit until we get all of our things set up. Orleans is not connected. Also, Le Havre, we've never built up here. That's what's always curious about this game, is that, you know, you're building all of this stuff. You think, oh well, you know, Paris is the capital. I mean, yeah, it could have been, but let's be honest, these cities are probably richer with the amount of stuff going back and forward. It's a metropolis. Yeah, they're all set as metropolises. You get the idea. But yeah, that's all set. Let's have a quick look. Industries report, no. Goods, 91% on the wine there. I mean, it will eventually go to... It has to go to 100%. Surely, it has to. Let's see. There's the supply. So we got that maxed out. Those maxed out, and there you go. Are we transporting wine from Barcelona? I thought we were. But I'm starting to question whether or not that is the case. Okay. Yeah, we are. That one's coming back. I'm sure that one's going to build into a wine train. Yes, it is. Yeah. Okay. Up to 91%. It's going to keep going up because we just have all of that transport. Might as well place a cheeky bid on that one. In Toulouse, we don't actually have wine going from Toulouse to anywhere. So what I'll do, I'll double track along here. on the other side of it, actually. Oh, look, we managed to get that thing that we're buying up, put a bid on, because nobody else was bidding, because they don't exist. And there is the GE6-6 Crocodile, which is electric mixed cargo. It says it only does 40 miles per hour, but I believe it'll do that all day long on pretty much any incline. Anyway, from there, wine, wait until full, go there, clear the car. Might as well bring back passengers and mail, because why not? No wine there, no wine there, no wine here. I'm just checking out to see where there's wine. Transporting of beverages being our stock and trade, obviously. Still some over here as well. So what I might do is have... I'm going to have a double track all the way along to about there. And then connect that up. Like so. And obviously, naturally, we will have the standard cross-hatching point here. So we can go from one side to the other. And then we're going to go from there. Wine, wait until full. Go there. Clear the car. Passengers and mail. And I'm hoping that's about right. Let me just buy out all my stock. Because we can. Job done. In terms of victory, we've actually passed the first one. Well, no, we haven't passed it. Construct a line that stretches from Marseille to Lyon, Paris. Done. Establish an early empire. Have 10% minority share in all of your opponent's companies. We didn't do that because that was part of the restrictions. But it would be very easy to do. The war effort. Complete by 1914. Do your part and defend the country. Deliver 10 carloads of troops to Paris and Orleans. Nope, didn't do that. Couldn't do it. I guess we could do it if we'd done all the wine stuff previously, but we hadn't, so we didn't. Now it's now. Paris pushes borders, grow nearby Orleans into a city, and support a mega metropolis. Failure. Didn't expand it. Into the Breach once more, 1945. Own a war factory. 10 carloads of arms to Paris, and Paris and Marseille and Orleans and Marseille is mail, which we haven't done. However, the modern miracle complete by 1989, we completed, I think, in the 1800s, so there you are. Let's just double check over here. It is still, wine's still on 92% and grapes are on 84%. So it's just a throughput problem, basically, that obviously all of our, we've got 12 grapes there. Is that not getting transported at all? I thought it was. Some of these seem to be sort of blocked up a bit. What's going on there? See that? They're not actually moving. Interesting. Are they stuck? I think they're stuck. Could be due to like connecting everything up. Okay, well we're going to leave it there because basically this is a completion. We have completed. I think we can probably successfully say that we've done this. Yes, technically we're not on 100%, but that's simply because I need to now go ahead, go around and reorganize the line so we are definitely transporting 100%. But realistically, it's just a time issue, and I don't think it would be that interesting for you to just sit there, watch me trying to go around and alter the delivery of the wine, and obviously it can fluctuate based on traffic, and yeah, it'll be a lot of micromanagement. We've done what we originally set out to do, which was only get one type of industry. We went with grapes and wine, and in order to do that, we can make money only by passengers and mail. We had a very poor start. We were in Nancy, which sadly meant we could not even bring passengers and mail from there, so we had to go over to Bern, and then we obviously extended where we could and had a lot of passengers and mail. Paris, Dijon, Lyon, Geneva, Monaco, you know, Marseille, the whole thing. We spent a lot of money on bridges and tunnels, and obviously had to expand all the way down here. It was quite a tough one, and these are still stuck. Interesting. Either way, that's been a bit more of railroads, and a very enjoyable one at that. Some of these challenges are, I wouldn't call them token challenges, but more of a case of they're not that challenging. It's just a nice fun thing. This was, I think, genuinely quite interesting and also quite difficult, especially because of the start that we had there. Either way, that's a bit of railroads. Hope you have enjoyed it, and it's a bit of a chill out for you. If you have any suggestions for what we could have done better, then by all means let me know. There is the 462 Nord Pacific. it's rusty. And we, you know, if you have any suggestions for different challenges, then by all means, let us know in the comments. And as always, we'll go from there. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. And generic partings.